Travelers, good morning. It's day 2 here in Poznan, and I checked out of my hostel. I'm looking for some breakfast, some coffee, and I ended up going back to this place that I went like a year ago when I was here, and it was absolutely fantastic. I remember they had the best pancakes. They're insane, they're sensational. The place is called Cathedral, and I want to show you these pancakes. They look fantastic. So this is fruit. I can't remember what I had last time, but it was sensational. And I'm having a latte. For the pancakes, it tastes like they have tropical fruit, maybe some berries in there, compote on top, and it is so delicious, and mascarpone cheese. So what a combination, and these pancakes are so light and fluffy. It's a beautiful day today. It's quite warm. I think this might be one of the warmest days of the year. It was warm already early in the morning. Usually in Wrocław it's kind of cool in the morning. It starts to warm up around 11 or 12, maybe 10 a.m. So the man yesterday, Piotr, in the train, he gave me some good information about things to see in Poznan, and one of them is this Enigma machine. And the Enigma machine was used in World War II to crack the codes from the Nazis, the Nazi codes, and it was created by a Polish man or Polish team of men or people, and it was created here in Poznan. But there is a museum, I think it is called the Enigma Museum, and it's dedicated to the people that cracked the code, because once they had the codes they could break the transmissions. And I actually remember my grandfather, because he served in World War II, telling me a little bit of the history about this, and it was very important for the Germans, or excuse me, for the Allies, to break the codes of the Germans so that they could get information and they would know the movements of troops and just everything. Once they broke the codes, they had all the information for a while, and that was enough to give the Allies the advantage and to stop what could have been world domination. In fact, it was very, very important. And I also remember him talking about, they would always say Roger on the radio, and there's a reason that the Americans say Roger, is because the Asian people cannot say Roger. It sounds like Raja, Waja, or something similar. Not to offend any Asians, but that is the truth. So that is why they always use it Roger. It is hard for Asians to, or Japanese at the time we were fighting, to pronounce the R. So I'm coming up to one of the places that he recommended to see, and it is the cathedral here in Poznan, and you can see it here in the distance. And I've been here before, and I don't think that I've actually been to the cathedral, surprisingly. Well, it's a little ways out of the Stare Miasto, the old town, but not too far, maybe 15 minutes walking. So I've come to a large road, and we have to cross the river here. I'm not sure if this is the Vistula as well. It may be. Maybe we'll see a sign, which of course we saw in Warsaw in my last video, or last few videos. So there is the cathedral, and this way is the Stare Miasto, the old town. So we're down by the waterfront. It's much cooler down here. You have a breeze, and some cyclists are starting to pass me now. There's a few people down at the waterfront. Have a dog down there, enjoying the beautiful weather. So I just crossed the road here, and I see this print here, and it says offline. I think I can figure out what it's saying. It seems like don't cross there with a phone in your hand. But you might get killed because that is a busy road. Even though I can't pronounce it. Preds, something like that. Sometimes it's actually easier, the sound, than trying to pronounce it. I was talking to, actually last night I had a, I used the bowl again, and the young man was a really nice guy. We were talking, he said he loves to meet Americans. He said he's met a lot more Americans lately for some reason, or he likes to meet foreigners, let's put it that way, that speak English, because he likes to practice English. His English was quite good. He did mention that a lot of Poles can speak English, but they're afraid to talk because, or to speak, because they're not practiced. And yeah, that is how it is if you learn in school. Sometimes you know the words, you know how to say them, but you're afraid of making a mistake. But that is the way that you learn a language. You have to make mistakes. It's just like a little baby or a child, that you will make mistakes growing up and your parents will correct you, or your teachers. And that is how you learn, because language is a difficult thing. It's think about it, it takes many years to learn as a child. So here we go. Here is the Poznan Cathedral. Look at this area. We've got the nice map here. I thought these were horses at first. They're trees. They almost look like horses. And the cathedral. Plan Cathedral. So that is the cathedral in Tumski. But really nice people in Poznan. Also quite friendly. And we have a very interesting statue here. Oh, it almost looks like Pope John Paul. It probably is. And some men doing some work here. I'm pretty sure that is the Pope himself. Very papal looking, yes. With the cloak. And so people have left some offerings, some blessings, some flowers even. Yeah, the Pope, the Polish Pope, is insanely popular here. You will see statues of him, paintings all over Poland, especially in religious areas or in churches, cathedrals. So here we go. We can get a good view now. You can see how tall it is. It is quite tall. This is a little bit different design with the towers. Those are quite interesting. They almost have an Asian type design. To me, that's what is striking about them. Sure, it's not, but the towers, that part of the tower, the very top, almost has that similar design to something I've seen. Looks like we have a group of students here, must be learning about the cathedral. And looks like we can go inside, so we're gonna do that. That is grand. Absolutely grand. I like the different architecture in different cities here in Poland. It's quite nice. We also have a giant symbol here, built with the stones. Looks like it is keys and a cross. This window is quite impressive, so we're gonna go on inside. Probably I won't be able to talk inside. We have to be respectful. Well, that was an absolute treat. There is a service going on. Everything was quite beautiful, I have to say. I could understand, obviously they were saying Alleluia, they were singing, and they had some movement on the stage. I filmed a little bit of it. I had to be respectful, but there was another man with a camera in the aisle, and he was taking pictures and making photography. I think maybe he was working for the church, I don't know. But it was quite packed, as you see. I stayed for a little while, for about 5 minutes, and I am religious as well. I am Christian. I don't always go to church, but I am Christian. I wasn't raised Catholic, but I do respect Catholicism. It's basically the same thing. But just a beautiful church. That's the first time I've seen a service. We're very lucky. Interesting, they have a service on a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. So it seems like an interesting day to have a service. Tuesday at around noon, I believe. Yeah, exactly noon. 12:03. There are some signs here. Archaeological museum. So maybe we'll go this way. They're really ringing that bell behind me. So this is or 100 meters from here is the archaeological museum. Oh, and they have these like in Barcelona. Does it work? No, I think it's closed off. You have to pump it, I believe. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe you have to lift it. No. It seems to be sealed up. But they still have those in Barcelona and they still work and people still use them. It's very cool. And that was quite exciting to be in there during the service, actually. And I do respect Polish people that they are. I think still a majority are quite religious. I'm sure not everybody now. Times change, but I think that it's still a quite religious country, which is makes it a great country as well because they have morals and they have values. And I saw what looked like the priest behind me, or pastor. So they are calling all the locals in the area to service. I think this might be the archaeological museum. No, this is an academy. Academia Lubranskiego. Now I can pronounce that. I can pronounce that. Look at this building over here. And it's got the cross on top as well. How about that? With the Polish flag flying proudly. This seems to be a very religious part of Poznan. Flowers are so beautiful here. And this is Jan Kochanowski. Jan Kochanowski, I believe. Looks like it says 1584 to 1884. If he lived 300 years, he did pretty good. It must be something else. Maybe he was the head of something that lived that long. Because I don't think any human can last 300 years on Earth anyway. Although I do remember from my Bible class days that Methuselah lived to be 969 years old, if I remember right. And there was even a song about it. Methuselah lived to be 969. That's a mighty long time. We had to memorize these things in school, and we had to sing in the church. And I was even a choir boy, if you can imagine, in the where I was an altar boy. I was an altar boy. I think I sang in the choir too, but I was an altar boy, so I helped the priests on up on the altar and put out the candles and lit the candles, that kind of thing. So there is something else here. Let me show you this. I'm not sure. Just an interesting piece of architecture. Something a bit strange. You would not see. At first it almost looked like one of those things from War of the Worlds. Maybe this is an important building here. I don't know. None of it is in English. but it's definitely showing something. Oh my gosh, look at the houses here. Look at how pretty the flowers are. That's gorgeous. Look at their garden. This house is beautiful too. Oh, this is another religious statue there. Oh, there's someone in the yard. Oh, it's a pastor and he was actually a pastor and a nun. So it must be for the people that work in the church. That's why it's so beautifully done. So this is a really religious area. It appears even the houses are for the people in the church, people of the church. But they're beautiful. Look at these little houses. They're so gorgeous. This is so gorgeous. Look at this little Polish house. It's not that small, but it's so nice. It just kind of brings you back to a time that's a few years behind. Let's put it that way. So there's something here as well. Tumski Schlag Fortechny. So it looks like it is some kind of fort. Yes, you can see it was round there. Maybe this was all protected at one time, this area. It says Yaz Cathedralny. So I believe that this is the fort, or maybe what's left of it. Let's see what the sign says here. It says Sluja Galleria Sluja Poznan Heritage Center. I don't know if this is the original or not. In the picture it looked round and this is square. So maybe they built it on the site of the original. But this is cool. This is cool. Look at these doors. This is pretty cool. So this is it, the Galleria Sluja. That's my best attempt to say it. Across the street they're selling Polish ice cream. Look at these house next door. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Look at that. They've got the patio back there, the sunroom, as we say in United States, or the United States I should say. Sometimes I shorten my grammar when I'm talking to foreigners because it's easier for them to understand. So if you hear me talking like that, it's because when I talk to people that are not proficient in English, that I will kind of just try to make it more basic so they can understand well. So this is a cafe here. Oh, look at that. They have wood here. So they must have a fireplace or an outdoor stove. Oh, this is beautiful here. This is beautiful. I might even stop if I hadn't had that huge pancake breakfast. Wow, that is going to hold me till dinner. So I think we might wrap up this video here. There's the cathedral. And here is the Galleria Sluja. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We saw the Poznan Cathedral today. Dziękuję bardzo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Do widzenia. Take care, everyone.